reasons why it's important for us to start with CompTIA Security Plus. Also, we highlighted that after Security Plus, we'll be moving to certify ethical hacking. And the third part, which is Cisco Cyber Ops, the three programs all together are prepared to equip us fully to be able to be outstanding in the field of cybersecurity. All right, so we're just going to go further by looking at basic concepts that are very important for us as cybersecurity professionals to know and to understand. So these concepts are very, very key for us, to understand what the field will be fully focused on. All right, so I'm just going to, okay. I will show up my screen as we look at that concept. Also, I'll be walking us through some of the benefits we enjoy for signing up for this program. Of course, the program is fully loaded and comes with a lot of benefits. Those benefits are rare, right? For us to get in security training. But I think this one is specially loaded with a lot of benefits to ensure that students are well equipped for the field of security. All right, good. So I'm just going to display my screen. Okay. Okay, so all what we'll be doing in this course is, about security, cyber security, information security, and what is all of this? What is it all about? What is information security all about? What are the key things that uphold security of our information, right? As a matter of fact, if you claim to be a cybersecurity professional and you don't understand what we have on the screen now, you are a joker. All right, so that's why I want to, touch it and show other significant benefits we'll be enjoying, as a result of signing up for this program. Now, I'd like us to understand that the field of security majorly can be categorized into two. We have those that are focused on the offensive part and some that are focused on the defensive part. Now, this course is built around these two parts, right? Yeah, the way this course is designed is built around the two parts, both offensive and defensive. Now, to be offensive is to act or to be skilled in the various knowledge that attackers are using to bypass security infrastructure, right? So that is the offensive. Offensive means you want to attack, you want to, do all sorts of things to bring down a security infrastructure. Meanwhile, the defensive part, there are techniques and method put in place to ensure that an attacker don't get, they don't penetrate into your environment, right? They don't get past your security implementation, security infrastructures, which you have put in place. All right, so this course is designed around these two major parts. For us, it gives us an edge, right? When we fully get on the field, we understand what the offensive part is all about and also what to do when it comes to defensive. As a matter of fact, you may not be able to properly defend if you don't understand how attackers attack, right? So that's why in this course, we'll be looking at, how to hack. Of course, one of the courses, one of the program there is certified ethical hacking, right? Ethical hacking means hacking with authority. Hacking with permission. Permission is granted by the target which you are trying to penetrate through. All right, so entirely what cybersecurity is all about is securing information. It's all about information security. Of course, we've known by now that the greatest asset of every individual is in the amount of data or information that that person possesses. All right, so and what attacker needs is getting access to this sensitive information which you have as an individual in order, to get past you or to use it against you. All right, so now talking about information security, I said we cannot discuss information security or cyber security without looking at these three letters. There's a three-letter called CIA tried. CIA tried, just three letters, CIA. Now, what does it stand for? As you can see, CIA stands for confidentiality, integrity, and availability, right? So the tried has become so common. As a matter of fact, is a common model which has formed basis for the development of security system. As a matter of fact, what we are saying here is that when you see an environment or a domain that is secure, all you are seeing there is just this three letter being upheld, right? So it's a common model which forms basis of security development in every secured environment. Now, basically, they are used for finding vulnerabilities and method which is used to create solution, right? CIA helps us to, find vulnerability that exists within our environment and methods in order to ensure, solution, to ensure that we have solution. All right, so these three letters, CIA, they are very crucial to operation of an individual and businesses, right? So as an individual, as a business owner or an organization, right? Of course, at this age, when we make use of digital devices to perform business operation, we can't but to ensure security of our environment. Otherwise, you can start business today and attacker send you packing tomorrow. Of course, if you think deep into it, why do you think business organizations are spending heavily to ensure security of their cyber domain? Why do you think, enterprise they have huge amount of budget put in place yearly to ensure that their entire domain is secured, right? So the reason is because if you don't have a secure environment, you can start your business today and attackers send you packing tomorrow. All right. So your business may come with the best solution everyone may ever need, right? You may have everything to beat down your competitor, but insecurity in your cyber domain can make mess of your perfect plan to shine in a business environment. So these three letters are so crucial to operation of businesses, even to an individual, right? So the CIA tried to segment three ideas into, separate focal points, that is the three major letters there, right? All right, so that's just what we want to check out today: confidentiality, integrity, and availability. So what do we mean when we say confidentiality? What does it mean when something is confidential? All right, so confidentiality has to do with ensuring that information is only known to certain people, right? Only known to those that should have access to that information. All right, so that's just confidentiality. Ensuring information is only known, otherwise put, we can say it's privacy of information. All right, so some information are so sensitive that it should be kept confidential. Example of this is your medical record, right? Your medical record. They are sensitive information. It should be private, right? Just should be known to you alone. All right, so we have a lot of this sensitive information that should be kept private. So that's what confidentiality is all about. So in security, what cybersecurity focused on when it has to do with confidentialities are techniques which are put in place to ensure that information are private or information are confidential. So what are these techniques? Most of these techniques we'll be looking at, later as we run through the course. But I want us to know that, for the fact that we are using digital devices and lots of applications, secured applications today, I want you to know that these three important letters in information security, we are already making use of them at one point or the other, but unknown to us. Why? Because we are not in that field of security to dictate that, oh, what they are doing here is to ensure privacy of information. For example, if you open up your WhatsApp and you are chatting with someone, I'm sure a couple of us would have come in contact with some information written by WhatsApp that your message or data are encrypted end-to-end. End-to-end encryption exists, and stuff like that, right? So that's what that is just telling us, is that WhatsApp or any other application are saying we are ensuring confidentiality, right, of messages sent over our platform. Meaning that if you read through, if you click on that message and read through, you will able to see that WhatsApp also says that even not even our staff are seeing those information which you are sending through. Most of the time when we see this, we don't click on it to read further what it means. Now, you need to take cognizance of such information, especially when, because you are now in the field or the part of security. So you need to, look at those details, which we formally ignore. It matters so much. All right, so confidentiality has to do with keeping information private, and a lot of things are put in place to ensure confidentiality, especially, for example, encryption. Encryption is a technique which is used to ensure confidentiality of information. We are going to be talking about this more when we fully dive into the course. The next is integrity. By next class, I'm expecting that when I ask us this question, CIA, we should be able to say it without having to check your notes, right? Yeah, I like that so much. There are some things that are so key, right, in every field that you belong to. Those key things, I usually point them out to students, especially, every time I have opportunity to be training students. I will just point out and say, this, please, if you forget anything, don't forget this, because it's key. very key, very, very key. I can't imagine meeting a security professional and I ask, what is CIA? And the person is saying, C is for control, you know, that would just be like a mockery of that person. Do you know why? Because that's just the bedrock you should never, never forget. All right, so confidentiality, simply put, privacy or ensuring that information should be known only to those that should have access to that information. Number two, the second is integrity. Integrity. All right, so integrity has to do with ensuring that data which are stored or transferred as intended are not modified or altered, right? There's no form of modification. Now, what that means is that if I send hello to you, let's say via any digital means, right? Now, what you should receive should also be hello that I've sent. If you receive anything other than that, then it means that the message has been compromised. It means there's no form of security. So these are, what the building blocks of security. CIA, they are the building blocks of security. So data integrity has to do with ensuring that the data stored or transferred remain the same and not being altered. Now, here we have an information that says data stored or transferred. Now, this is giving us an hint of the state of our data. Data generally can be in three states, right? The information we share and, information generally can be in three states. So two of the states are shown here. The first state is data at rest. Data can be at rest. These are data that are stored in one form of media or the other, right? For example, I can store my data on my flash, on my hard drive, in the cloud, right? Stored data. So these are called data at rest. So number one of the three states of data is data at rest. Number two is data in transit. So that's the one referred to as transferred here. Data in transit. For example, if I send message hello to you from my own device, notice that that data hello I've sent did not just develop wings and begin to fly across the cloud to locate your device and enter into your device. No, the data are being transmitted from one device to another, which interconnect the two ends of users communicating together. All right, so the first state of data, I talked about data at rest. These are data stored. The second state of data, data in transit. These are data, sent or transmitted or transferred from one end to another. And the third state of data is data in use. Data in use. For example, these are data you are still composing. You have not sent it, right? So you are still composing it at the time, at the moment. So these are three states of data. Now, in each of these states of data, security of this data is very important. Whether the data is at rest, whether it's in transit, or is in use, this data should be secure. So integrity of data has to do with ensuring that the data which you have stored, transferred, or you are working on at the moment are not being modified by unauthorized party, right? Data are not being altered or modified. So it shows there's no security if I send hello to you and what you receive is, hello, how are you? All right, so it shows that there's no form of security. All right, so integrity has to do with ensuring data are not being altered. Then lastly, of the CIA triad is availability. Availability. All right, so availability has to do with ensuring that information can be accessed by authorized users at any time access is needed, right? Anytime you will need access to that data, right? So availability is saying this information should be made available. So for example, I can decide to wake up 1 a.m. and check my account balance, right? Or check my email. So there should be nothing like, sorry, it's late, you cannot get your account back. No, no, you know, these data are special, sensitive. It should be available at any time these data are needed. All right, so that is the CIA triad. And, availability has to do with ignoring the fact that the data has to be, super secured. So it should not, because data are being sensitive and, secured, should not pose any difficulty in accessing that data. There should not be difficulty in accessing. So that's what availability is talking about. Accessibility to data should be granted anytime is needed, in as much as these data are being secured. All right, non-repudiation. This has to do with ensuring that someone that initiates communication cannot deny creating or modifying that data. An action taken by a subject. Now, later we'll talk about subject and object in security when it has to do with identification and access management. We have terms of subject and object being used. All right, so subject has to do with the user that are accessing information, while objects are the resources which are being accessed. All right, so here non-repudiation says the subject, that is a user, cannot deny creating or modifying data. So if I receive a mail and the mail say, welcome to this and blah, 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 the mail is being generated from one source before it is sent to me. So we have record of where this mail is generated from, such that the user cannot deny, I didn't send this mail to you. All right, so that's what non-repudiation is all about, right? A way of tracking messages or information sent or modified, such that a subject cannot deny not creating or modifying data. All right, so that is the CIA triad. Non-repudiation is, what would I call it? I would say it's a new, it's not new in security, but it's sometimes or recently being added to the triad. And in another alternate way, the acronym of CIA is sometimes called PAIN, PAIN, which refers to privacy, authentication, integrity, and non-repudiation. All right, so we'll discuss about that, later, where we'll be looking at security versus privacy. We'll check that later in the course. All right, so non-repudiation is also one of very important implementation in security. Now, what we are saying here is that whenever you see a security solution, right? If you have designed a solution, if this your solution did not uphold these 3 letters, which we have talked about, it's not complete. So that's why CIA is forming the bedrock, right, of our discussion in cyber security. That's why it's the first thing we will ever talk about, right? That is the first thing we will ever talk about in security. All right. So for every security implementation or solution you see, all you need to check for is CIA. Forget the fact that, oh, the mechanism used to ensure confidentiality is so strong, you cannot break through. The mechanism used to ensure integrity, oh, so solid, you can't just modify data which you don't have authority on. What about availability? Is it so easy to access? If it's not so easy to access, then the solution is not complete. Yeah, the solution is not complete. All right. Okay, so that's for CIA. And now, over the time, since the beginning of this program, we've been talking and mentioning that we should take advantage of this course and also relate that to our relatives, everyone around us. We'll be mentioning it over and over again. All right, so I'm just going to walk us through another special package which is attached to this program, which makes it a special one, right? So apart from the fact that we are meeting in class, going through the study materials, each of the lesson, learning concepts, and working on lab, and so on. One of the great addition to this is that the third part of the program, which focus more on the defensive part of security, talking about the Cisco Cyber Ops course, comes with an account. And this account gives students an edge of a self-paced learning, right? It gives you edge or an advantage of a self-paced learning. Now, learning generally can either be self-paced or instructor-led. What we are doing now is an instructor-led training, right? So we have an instructor trying to explain concepts and, driving us through one thing or the other. But another phase of learning is self-paced now. And each and every one registered here are going, to have these accounts. The account is by Cisco. Yeah, the account is by Cisco. And each of us are going to have access to this account. Now, for this account, it will be created in your details, right? When the time comes, all that will be done. So congratulations to each and every one of us. Ensure, I'm still saying it, please ensure that anyone that you know that should take advantage of this same benefit we are having, please, let's ensure to roll them in, right? It's just one out of millions. That is, this course is so rare out of million other courses out there. All right, so now I'm just going to show us through, right? All right. Cisco platform. How will this account look like? What is there for you to gain in the having access to this account. All right, so I'll just display that now so that we can all see. All right, good. So now this is how the accounts look like. All right, so the third course in this program is called Cyber Ops, right? Cisco Cyber Ops. And now, how do we access this? All we need to do is just to go through Cisco. It's just to go through Cisco page. All right, I think I will just have to do that all over again so that those of us that wants to find a way to learn that can easily do that. Okay, good. All right, so all you need to do to access this is just open up your browser. Now, once your browser is opened, then go to the address tab and type www.netacad.com. So NetAcad stands for networkacademy.com. So when I press enter, now look at the page. This is Cisco page. Now Cisco is saying, now this learning platform has been around for over 25 years. And it can be very shocking that some have not even heard about it, that something like this has been around, right? Now, if you look at it, they have over 20.5 million students since this this program has been running since 1997. So if you count from 1997 to date, 2007, 10 years, 2017, 20 years, 2017 till now, right? Over 25 years. So I'm happy that you also are going to be part of those 20 million students. All right, so you are going to be part of that 20 million students. We have over 29,000 educators around the world. I'm part of that. I'm an instructor in Cisco Academy platform. So part of this 29,000, I'm one of them. I want to believe that some of you will also grow from just being a student to be an instructor in this platform. Also, over 11,000 organizations offering courses from Cisco is present in over 119 countries, and 95% of students obtain a job or a new educational opportunity. All right, it comes with an opportunity. I'm sure those other opportunities will be discussed with us in person. I don't want to mention that here, right? Now, what are the courses to explore? Network, cybersecurity, internet, blah, 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 blah. All right, so we are focused on this, which is cybersecurity. That's why we're here. All right. Now, interestingly, at the landing page, we have the cybersecurity job market is hot. Wow, this is so interesting. It's hot. See why 5 million learners began their journey with there is a free intro to cybersecurity course. Now, I'm employing each and every one of us after this class, right? Click on this link, log into NetAcad, click on this link, you will be given a free account. Now, this free account is different from the one I want to show you now, right? The one I'm showing you now is not a free account. Here it says free intro to cybersecurity course. But this one I want to show you now is not a free account. All right. So, all right. So let's just go in. So I'm going to log in into, all right. So clicking on the login. All right. So it's asking me, what's it called? To enter my email. So this is the mail, blah, blah, blah. So I have a default mail, which I'm using. Then password, the password is here. I'll just input the password. Now, after this has been created for each and every one of us, you will be asked to activate your account. And when you activate, you gain access. Now, when you gain access, this is where you'll find yourself. Now, this is the course. This is the Cyber Ops. You can see Cyber Ops 2023. Good. Cyber Ops 2023. All right. So the owner of this account, right? Operation of this account has already been completed. So that's why it's showing completed. You passed with merit. Now, this is an advantage to us. Now, for going through this account, you are going to be given a certificate. You can see at the end, once you are marked by the instructor as that you have completed the course, a certificate will be given to you. To download the certificate, you can just click here, get certificate, get letter. So there will be another letter to back up that certificate. So if you want to get the certificate after you've been graded, look at, you just click here, get certificate. The certificate is signed by Cisco. Cisco is an international body. It's a known name when it comes to network and security, right? They are top. Cisco, they are top in vendors that offers security solution all around the world. All right. Okay, so now for each and every one of us will have access to this, and though at first you won't have, right, that you've completed, but you have the course loaded. You see the Cyber Ops course loaded. So how do you access the course? All you need to do is just to launch course here. I'm going to launch it on another new tab so that I can retain this landing page. All right, so once I launch, now look at where it's taking me to. Now this, it's a special self-paced learning platform that have put everything in place to ensure that knowledge are being impacted into students. All right, so if you go through this, notice we have the entire module in the course Cyber Ops already here. Look at, they are broken down. Module 1 and 2 here, right? Module 3 and 4. Now all the modules, right, up to 28, they are all here, right? These are the entire module for Cyber Ops, right? Okay, so now let's see the content. What is expected of you for self-paced learning is to read. Then there is an exam. Can you see the exam? For each module that you read, you have an exam to take. I'll show you how the exam looks like. The exam will test you based on, test your knowledge on the content, the course content which you have read. So I will just right click and open it in another tab so that I can maintain this page also. So come in here. All right, it's loading up. It's loading up the content. Wow, good. So this is the course content. Look at, this is the course content. All right, so first it talks about the danger. That's the first module, the danger. Now, introduction to that is what we have here. Look at this. First time in this course, now it's asking, all right, so Cyber Ops Associate version 1.0 covers knowledge and skill needed to successfully handle the tasks, duties, responsibility of an associate level security analyst working in a security operation center. Now, what this is saying is that after this course, this one alone, that's what I mean. After this Cyber Ops course alone, you should be able to work as an associate security analyst. So that's why the course is called Cyber Ops Associates. Cisco have levels in their security parts. The first is associate, professional, and experts, right? All right, so after this course, you should be at the associate level and you should be able to work in a security operations center successfully. Now, what is expected of you? all you need to do is just to read through, right? You read through. That is the self-pace. What you are reading through are also outlined here. Look at the first time is the one here. As I'm navigating through, as I finish reading this, as I move to the next downward, it's going to move here also. Can you see? It's saying now that you are now reading, climbing the ladder of, right, courses under this first module, right? Topics under this first module. So that's how you begin to read. This is the second module, third module, fourth, and so on, until you get to the last module, which is module 28. All right, so okay, so I'm going to, all right, so we are still at the introductory level. So here is the student resource. Now these are the resources. Or look at lab environments. So this course has 2 virtual machines, server house workstation. So it introduces you to all you need, right, for each of the lab environment. About security onions, which are part of the lab to be used. Everything is detailed out. If you need to download anything like Introduction to Packet Tracer, if you are new to Packet Tracer, there's a few short online course there you can click. Now, if I click on this, it's going to enroll that course for me here. You will see the module of that course showing up here, right? It's going to show here. And I can read through how to make use of Packet Tracer. All right, so these, so as I move on, ethical hacking statements, right? Now, you see some statements made by Cisco, because the techniques you'll be taught here, we also skill you up as an ethical hacker. So there's a statement here by Cisco that we believe that you are going to use that skills lawfully, right? Lawfully. All right. So what I mean by that is that if let's assume you lost something. Let's say you lost your phone gets missing. Because you are an hacker, doesn't give you authority to begin to hack to many, many people devices because you are trying to trace your phone. It's not legal, right? So the fact that you can do something, you should consider the ethic, right? The ethics around your action. All right, so that's what these ethical statements, ethical hacking statements is all about. So you can go on and on and on and on, continue to read until you finish that module. Then once you finish, you move to the next module. This is where you can, right? You can move to the next module. This is the next module. The next module is a war stories. So if I click, it's going to take me to war story, or I can just expand this and click on right here. All right, so I'll just use this to move to the war story. Notice that the war story also starts from hijacked people. If I go down, the next will be ransomed companies. If I go down, you can see ransomed and so on and so forth. So that's how to read through. Now, after reading module 1 and 2, there is an exam. Why? The exam is to test your knowledge of what you are able to gain, right, within module 1 and 2. After writing the exam, that's when you can be certified, right? You can get a certificate and Cisco letter. The letter details the skills you have acquired. The letter will carry your name and detail all the skills you have acquired by going through this course. All right, so it's so interesting, so interesting that, we just all need to get involved and reach out to all that can take advantage of this to also be part of it, right? Like I've said, we can't say next time we'll be having this combination of courses put together all through. All right, so let's just explore how the exam environment looks like. All right, so this is threat actor, right? Now look at this is now after for you to take the exam, you just all you need to do is to come to this point. This one has been written. That's why you are seeing the score, right? The score of the is written here 53.8%. So I didn't mean the exam has not been written. You here, what you have there is take assessment, right? Take assessment. That is all you need to do is just to click on it and the assessment open up, right? In another tab. Then the question begins to come one after the other. You select your answer, click next, 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 answer until you get to the last question. Then after the last question, the submit page, the submit button gets active. Then you can submit. Immediately, your score for the exam will be shown, right? Immediately it shows your score for the exam. All right, so this is one of the beautiful and interesting thing about this program, right? So this helps to ensure a self-paced learning. For example, by the time we'll be moving to this course properly, right? Student can read ahead of the class. It makes the class very easy because everything we're going to be discussing in class, you've been able to read ahead, practice, put one thing or the other in place. The class will just go smoothly and, very easily we can just interact and finish up with the course. All right, so these are many more are what has been packaged for us to enjoy in this course. In the last class, I showed you our lab environment, the cloud lab environment, right? Which we have access to, and also, be able to do one or two things on it to ensure that we have practical understanding of the concept we have discussed in class. All right, so I don't want to drag this further than this. Let me give opportunity to students, everyone on board, to ask questions, especially related to what we have discussed today. We'll look at the CIA, non-repudiation. Then we'll move into looking at the Cisco Cyber Ops account, which will be for everyone participating in this course, and how you can use it as a self-paced learning, and also the benefit that comes after learning, right? Now, there are much other benefits. I don't want to touch that part. I'm sure Admin Emmanuel will reach out to us, tell us more about that benefit. But one of it is you get a letter, you get a certificate of completion of the course duly signed by Cisco, and also you get a letter backing up stating all the skills you have acquired going through this course. All right, I can just show you a copy of that letter. All right, so immediately I click, the letter is downloaded, right? I can just show it. All right, so the letter will just look at dear on so date, dear person, congratulations for completing this course, right? This hands-on lab-oriented course has prepared you for exciting career opportunity in technology industry, and you have achieved instructor level credential. All right, so this person is an instructor. Yours will just be a student, right? Student, or whatever the case may be. All right, so but at the end of the day, you have acquired competencies that include installing virtual machine, explaining role of security operation, Windows operating systems, features and characteristics of Linux, analyze operation of networks, classify various types of attacks, blah, a lot. Now look at signed by Cisco, Chief Executive Officer, Cisco System. All right, so this is for the letter. And the certificate is also duly signed by Cisco. All right, so that's for that. Let me give opportunity to us to ask questions, as related to what we have discussed. So far, so good. I'm sure, it's just going to be an interesting course, a very loving one. All right, so let me give opportunity to each and every one of us to ask questions related to all that we have discussed here today. All right, so the floor is open. You can raise up your hand. Admin Emmanuel will help us anchor the question and answer session. All right, anyone with a question, you can use the reaction button, right, to raise hand. Use the reaction button, select raise hand, ask your questions as to the accounts which are provided for us, and also what's it called? The security model, right? Cyber security model, which is the CIA tried model we have discussed. Go ahead. Ask your question. It is time. All right. So I can see John C. hands raised. All right. So John C., go ahead and ask your question.
Okay, good day, everybody.
Good day.
Yeah. Okay, so my question is, as a CyberOps engineer or certified CyberOps engineer, in what area are you gonna be looking for a job? Because sometimes when I go to LinkedIn or Indeed and type CyberOps, I don't see any jobs popping up. So.
All right. You say as a CyberOps engineer.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So CyberOps is not a job title. Okay. I like to give opportunity to Mr. Sam. Mr. Sam. Mr. Sam. Mr. Sam, are you there? Mr. Samuel. All right, so I'll just take that.
Okay.
I'll just take that. All right. So CyberOps is not a job role, right? CyberOps is not a job role. It is just a title of the course which you are taking. Now, if you go through one of the pages I displayed earlier on, it talks about the field which is expected for you to function at if you take this course called CyberOps, right? So it talks about junior analysts that can function in a security operations center. So CyberOps, there's no job tag CyberOps engineer. It's just a title of a course that you have taken in the field of cybersecurity. So if you are searching for a job, what you can search for, right? The job that this course CyberOps equip you to get is information security analyst. Information security analyst. All right, so that's for that. I don't know if that answers your question or you still need clarification about that?
No, it answers the question. Thank you.
Oh, thank you very much. All right, that's so good.
Okay,
All
and
right.
secondly,
Okay, go on.
I have another question, though not related to this class anyways.
No problem.
You mentioned the last time this what is it called? Um just a minute. The CompTIA Security 601 has been the latest, right?
Yes.
Oh, okay, but I went to when I tried getting the course from Udemy, I saw 701 as the latest, so I don't know which of them we are going to.
701 is still on, let me say, in preparation, right?
Okay,
Not
okay,
fully launched.
okay,
Not fully launched out there.
okay,
Yeah,
okay. Thank you so much for the clarification.
you're welcome. You're welcome. All right, thank you very much, Mr. John. All right, so okay, so another hands raised, Mr. Howard. All right, you can go ahead, Mr. Howard.
Okay, good evening, sir. Good evening, everyone. My name is Howard. Yeah, based on the class, right? On the CIA, which is the confidentiality, integrity, and availability. So I want to ask a question.
Okay.
In a scenario where a breach of confidentialities could occur, how would one prevent it, sir?
Okay. All right, so that's a good one. Okay, so number one is just for us to understand why implementing confidentiality and techniques which are used for implementing confidentiality. All right, so the technique for confidentiality is encryption. That's why I mentioned that if you open WhatsApp application, you see an information that says there is an end-to-end encryption, right? Encryption is just a form of converting your normal text or your information into a ciphertext. A ciphertext is a coded text, right? Coded text like if what I'm sending to you is hello, the H will be encrypted into another value so that an attacker will not have idea of what I've composed as my message sending across to the other party. All right, so a breach in confidentiality is just an indication that your encryption key is weak, right? Meaning that there's something called cryptanalysis. Cryptanalysis are methods that an attacker undergo to understand the algorithm that is used for your encryption. So for example, I may be using just substitution method as my encryption techniques. You know, though this is little dragging us into the course, but I will take my time to answer that. So substitution method is, I can just say, okay, I'm substituting the value. You know, we have letter A to Z, that I'm shifting the key of my value to, let's say, key 3. Key 3 means A normally should be number 1, B number 2. So if I shift to key 3, it means C is the number 3, and that will be my 1. I don't know whether you understand what I'm saying. I don't want to go into all that techniques. But what your question is saying is that if confidentiality is compromised, what that means is that the algorithm for encrypting the message has been analyzed by the attacker. What you can do is to develop or use a better algorithm, a better and stronger algorithm that an attacker will not be able to decode. That's why you see organization. Later, we're going to be talking about digital certificates. Now, what it entails is that it also contains, techniques of this encryption, right? You will see that organization change this algorithm over and over, maybe every 3 months, so that while attacker is trying to decrypt one, before they get through to that, they've changed the algorithm. Once they change the algorithm, you are adding more problem to the problem of the attacker, right? You give him another assignment. He will go and be working on that. Before you finish that, you change it again. So at the at a point, he will just give up on you and say, well, let me just let them go. All right. I don't know if that answers your question.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right. All right. Thank you very much. Any other question? Anybody? You have 1 or 2 questions you are not so clear about related to cybersecurity?
Hello, sir.
Go ahead.
Yes, still award. And I believe that should also be in applicable. Yeah, that should also be applicable to data integrity in a distributed system environment, right? Whereby there are so many
integrity.
Yes. I mean, the question is
yes. For data integrity, the techniques is hashing. The techniques in confidentiality, the techniques to ensure confidentiality is encryption. The techniques to ensure integrity is hashing, right? So there's something called hashing in security. We are going to treat that much more when we dive fully into the course. All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, sir. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Howard. All right. So any other question from any of us? You have one thing or the other you need clarification on concerning what we've discussed here this evening, please go ahead. This is the time to do so. This is the time to ask questions. Let's just clarify that and we drive further. Anybody? All right, good. So in the absence of question, I will just hand over to admin Emmanuel. Mr. Emmanuel, are you there?
Oh, yes, I am. Yeah.
Thank you very much. I just want to.
All right, thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. Olajide, for the wonderful session. So just like Mr. Olajide said, we'll soon be getting to this and use this medium to talk to more people you feel might be interested in this, and have them reach out. If you need the registration link, the application link, I'll send it to the group chat. You can share that with them. If they're interested, they can actually enroll for the program. So sending the recording once it's ready. And I noticed someone who sent a message in the group chat, you're unable to open the recording. Please try to use a different device. If you're using your phone, try to use your computer. And please download the recordings once it's been dropped, because the recording, it's been deleted, I think after 5th day. So just make sure once it's dropped, you just download it to your computer and, organize it. You can create a folder for all your recordings, organize it also that you're able to go back to them for reference purpose. And materials will be, provided, as well as assignments will be posted. But before we call it a day, I would like to know if we have any go backs, any questions, like to ask. All right. So in absence of that, thank you everyone for making it, and enjoy the rest of your night. Good day, everyone.
Thank you, sir.
And bye, everyone.
Bye. Thank you so
Bye,
much.
sir. Thank you, sir.